Hey guys, how is everybody tonight? I'm just gonna wait, see if everybody can see me and hear me. It looks like I'm coming on. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. Excellent, thank you. Let me just say hello to everybody. Hello, Pilgrim. Hey, Casey. Kevin, my brother. Hey, Nancy. Billy! How you doing? I've been missing your chats in the morning. I am so busy at work. I can't even listen because it distracts me and causes me to have all sorts of mistakes made. And I need to be a little more not mistakey. Yeah. Kevin, I saw your comment, and we're going to be fighting later. I do not now, nor will I ever drink that horrible stuff. Hey, PJ, great to see you. Tomcats, nice to see you. How you been? Hey, Celtic. Hey, Casey. I don't know if you were here when I said hello to you. Hello, my sister D. How are ya? Hey, Trish. You did. I'm here. That is beautiful to hear. I'm so happy. So I'm just going to do my quick disclaimer. I am not a doctor, nor am I a licensed therapist. Everything in my chats or anything I say is strictly from my own experiences, and nothing should be taken as any sort of form of medical advice. Uh, so I, so my anxiety's been up lately. I don't know about you guys. How have you guys been doing with everything? I think it's because I'm very overwhelmed. And I think it's because I'm trying to do too many things at once. There's so many things I want to get accomplished, and I'm trying to do I'm trying to learn things, and I'm trying to do things, and then I get discouraged when things don't come out the way they should, or if I think something should be super easy and it doesn't work out. Like, I'll just give you an example. Like this weekend, I had a couple of things that I wanted to get done. I have some food preps that I like to stick in the freezer, especially for just like regular meal preps, because then I have them in the mornings. And so I wanted to do some of that, and I wanted to. I wanted to make a different type of cheese this weekend that I haven't tried to make yet. I wanted to try to make ricotta, and it never happened. So I had about three things going at once. I had potatoes in the oven. I had my chicken soup in my crock pot, and I was like, oh, tallow, it's going to be so easy, right? Because literally you put it in the oven, you start once or twice. When it's done, it's done. That's, it's no problem. And, everything's great. Well, nope. I had no idea that how small I needed to cut this stuff. So I cut them, I guess, in bigger chunks. I read that, cut them in, or I saw somebody's video, cut them into about 1 inch chunks. I clearly didn't listen that well, or my hand didn't, because I got tired of cutting. So they were probably a lot bigger chunks. And I probably put too many pounds in. Hey, Dusty. I probably put too many pounds in, so I put it in at 10:30 in the morning, figuring about 5 to 6 hours, and then I was going to be able to make my meatballs for dinner at night. and it didn't cook. 10:30 at night, I was like, this still needs a few more hours, and I was done. And somebody said, just throw it in the crock pot, leave it overnight, no problem. But I can't leave something running overnight when I'm sleeping. It just that's not in me to do. I don't leave it running when I'm not home. Only, and I used to. Um, before I had a dog. Now I'm like, nope, I have a dog in the house. If something happens, she can't get out. So I won't leave anything running while I'm not home or while everybody is sleeping. So I actually had planned on making moisturizer the next day with the tallow, and I didn't have it, and it kind of throws me off. And more because I tried to do too many things at once, I think. So I need to take my own advice, and I need to slow down, take one thing at a time, and not get so discouraged, let it throw me off so much when things don't go the way I want to. Only leads to burnout. Exactly. If you don't take time for yourself, that's exactly it. And Sunday, I ended up pretty much doing nothing because I was just I had done so much on Saturday, but so much of it like didn't get accomplished. So I tried to do so many different things at once, and yeah, and that's what happened. So not only was I exhausted on Sunday, but it just it messes with my mind when I get like that. So now I'm like, all right, I'm going to have to, try it again, but I'm only going to do, one thing. I'm going to only make one project. I think my problem was is I tried to do too many larger projects at one time. Meatballs is a project, chicken soup is a project. The tallow apparently was a project that I didn't realize. And hey, Teresa. And hey, Joy. Oh, Joy. So I got an email from you, but it was blank. Meant to um, I meant to tell you that nothing came through. It was just one line. It just said, your one line, but nothing else came through. So I was Teresa. You know how I feel about group hellos. I'm teasing you. Yeah, that burnout it can be so surreal and then be discouraging. I always make a list and then prioritize the list and mark things out, which goes. That's what I do. It's funny because you are now the second person to say that. And it's one of the things that actually helps me and that I recommend to people that they do. But I wasn't feeling overwhelmed when I started this. So I think that's part of why I didn't. Hey, Carol. Hey, Daryl. I think that's part of why I didn't do it. So and I will make different types of lists. It depends on where my head is at and what I'm trying to get done. If I just need a list of stuff that needs to get done, I will just write it down and and prioritize it and do it. If it's stuff I want to take care of and I start feeling overwhelmed, I will kind of do the same thing, and then I will say, okay, this day I'm going to do this day I'm going to do this, and this day I'm going to do this, which is probably what I will end up doing for next weekend. And I will put the smaller stuff on there too, just because if I if I have a lot of smaller stuff to do, like let's just say I have to go, I got to go run to, three different stores because one of them sells produce, one of them sells meat, and the other one just sells, normal things. Hey, Bug Out, great to see you, Katrinka. I'm sorry if I missed anybody. It's not intentional. I feel like I missed somebody. Hey, TT1, Rabid, nice to see you. Um, yeah, it's not intentional if I miss you. I'm sorry. So, hey, Joe. Katrinka, did I say hello to you? So, Yeah, and then sometimes if I'm really really overwhelmed, like say I'm having, a bunch of people over and things need to get done and I have, 3 days to do things, but I have, an insane amount, a list of things I need to accomplish, the shopping, the food prep, the cleaning, the this, the that. If I have all of that to do, when I say I will put small stuff on my list because it really helps me feel not so overwhelmed. I'll put stuff on there like take a shower. This way, when that's done, I could be like, hey, it's something crossed off my list. Or, or load the dishwasher. Things that you don't need to put on your list, but I will do those things because it actually helps me feel accomplished and be like, all right, I'm checking things off my list. These are the things that I absolutely have to get done. These are the things that I would like that need to be done secondary. And then these are the things that if they don't get done, it's not the end of the world. So that's how I kind of prioritize my lists and how I have, different lists and stuff. I feel like somebody else just came in. Hey, KP. Or it was comments that I was trying to read. That might have been it. Um, no, I'm just all over the place. Oh no. The day also fever broke out in hives. Oh no, sorry, Teresa. Yes, definitely send prayers for your son and for you. Oh man, I'm sorry. Is it? He doesn't have the chicken pox, does he? I think it's a lot of us. I think that Carol. I think I said hello to you, but hello if I didn't. Hey, Shannon's. Nice to see you. I have different things going. I want to always so positive bug out, and she's always happy day, happy day. I love that. That's just awesome. She's such an upbeat person. Listening and cooking. What you cooking? Greetings back. Um, Sorry, I'm just reading chat because I know I am. There was a couple of comments I wanted to read. Most important things get done. If you don't get it that day, there's tomorrow, and if tomorrow comes, if not, no more worries. That's exactly it. That's how those lists calm me. Because when it's in my head, especially, what I found that sometimes I need to keep pen and paper next to my bed, because sometimes I'll wake up in the middle of the night and my mind starts going crazy with all of the things that, say are coming up, and oh, I need to get this done. Oh, I need to get this done. And then I actually keep myself up and it's terrible. So now if I just write them down, I'm like, all right, it's written down. It's good. I don't need to try to keep myself awake and do this. I'm glad you made it too. Oh, yeah. I actually get hives just from allergies during this time of year. If I just like scratch the wrong way, I just break out in hives. It's terrible. Yes. I think you're on my list. I think you put out a updated video, Katrinka. I know there's a couple of people. I've been way behind on YouTube. I usually do my catch ups when I'm at work. I'll stick an earbud in my ear and I'll listen to videos. But I haven't been able to do that lately, so I am behind. Oh, that's great. Meditating helps a lot. It does not help me. It actually goes the opposite way. I don't like sitting still. When I want to get rid of stress, I used to kickbox, and that used to get rid of me. I need hard music, and I need like really good activity. Meditating and yoga is so opposite of my brain that I can't do it. It actually frustrates me more. But I'm really glad it helps you. I've been worn out in the kitchen all day. Walmart didn't send me the meat I needed to make soup. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I hope you get it tomorrow. I think visually seeing checked off. I mean, it definitely helps me. You know, other people might be like, really, you put that on your list? And I'm like, yes. But when I see it's, you know, I have cross outs on my list of like, yes, that's been checked off, it helps me. But like I've always said, you know, different things help different people. Not everybody's going to work the same. We all have things that help us and things that don't. Some people absolutely love, you know, smoking. Other people can't do it. It gives me anxiety, so I don't do it. But other people, it calms them down. So, you know, everybody has their things. I'm so ADHD that I do things not on the list. So then I add them to. I've done that. Teresa, I've done that. I can't tell you how many times because again, it's like the mental thing of like, well, I needed to do that. You know, I needed to do this load of laundry. So I'm going to put that on my list and I'm going to cross it off. So, yes, I have 100% done that. Sometimes I just need it. I follow little bits of off of little bitty honey-do lists and I will keep simple things just so I can cross them off. Exactly. Exactly. That's what I was saying. That's what I do. Simple things just so I can cross them off. And then not only do I feel like I'm making progress, I feel like accomplished, if that makes sense. It's probably the same thing, but I'm going to call it two different things. Uh, I think it just doesn't do anything for me. Yeah, it doesn't. You like I said, not everything will help everybody. That's why I love when other people put what helps them in the chats or just because you know what may help me may totally be the opposite for somebody else. So the more ideas that people throw around that you know can help, the better, and then people can pick what works best for them. Hey Hunter, here. I need paper lists. I put the majority of things on my dry erase board. I love to see the erase gaps. Yep, absolutely. I do paper lists myself. The only lists I do on my phone are when I go to the supermarket because I always forget my paper list. And if I like, it's just easier to put it in the phone because then I can erase it as I go because I always forget something. And if I cross it out when I'm in the supermarket, I'll still miss something. So that's the only time I use my phone for lists. Otherwise, it's always paper. Easy. Okay. I mean, probably not the healthiest way, but hey, to each their own, right? Also from birthday, the breathing is really, really important, especially if because when you panic, you hyperventilate. So you need to really, and there's a couple of different ways that people have shown to breathe. I give mine where you You breathe in, you count for however long it takes you, and then you make sure you double it on the way out, double whatever that count was. Katrinka has a video up that that is slightly different from that, and that helps some people too. And then I believe it was KC had another method too, but I could be wrong in saying that. I know there was a third method that I have seen. But whatever works for you, that's what you do. I like mine maybe because it's familiar, but that's what I do when I'm having a panic attack. I make sure that I am breathing correctly. Okay. We are not, yes, we are not cookie cutter. What finds works, and don't compare yourself to others. That's a really good point. Don't compare yourself to others. Because just because somebody, it's great, it works for this person, doesn't mean it's going to work for you. So don't get discouraged if something that people swear by, because you know what? People like, I think it's just in our new human nature. We like to help people. So if something works for us and we see somebody else suffering from something, we're going to be like, you have to do this, you have to do this, it's the best thing, I promise you it'll work. And then it doesn't work for that person, and then they get discouraged. But it's not, you know it's because that person is just trying to help, and they just want to do it, and they just kind of think that because it worked for them, it'll work for somebody else. But that's really not always the case. It might be the case, but it doesn't necessarily have to be the case. So if somebody swears by a method and it doesn't work for you, don't get discouraged. Another week and a half to 2 weeks before we get. That's not too bad. A week and a half to two, and then you'll look back on this and go, okay, it's done. So hopefully it all works out like that for you, Katrinka. Kind of feels stupid on third one can't get. What? I have no idea what that meant, but oh, I gotcha. I have to stay busy. I do not like January and February in Ohio. Yeah. Um, that's really important to some people, and other people, I like to hibernate in the winter. Hey, Devil Dog, no problem. Thanks for coming in. It's what Oh, I hope so, Joy. Prayers for you too. Yeah, well, you know what? And sometimes it just takes up so much time. So sometimes I work myself backwards if I'm on a time restriction. And I'll be like, all right, well, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. These are the things I have to get done. I need roughly, if I have to leave my house by like, say, 4 o'clock, I need to be, I have to leave here at 3:30. I have to be, dressed by, 3 o'clock, whatever. I have to, do this little laundry because I need these clothes. So I need 2 hours for that between washing and drying, and I'll work myself backwards. But yeah, the obvious stuff sometimes because you don't realize how much sometimes the obvious stuff, how time consuming it can also be. Mostly sweat thing makes me feel better. Okay, if that works. Just don't throw things at people to hurt them. Hey, little lone pepper. This group, how good y'all are in regards to other groups of people. Oh, I've seen some other groups of people. Not too much in this community. I think this community is pretty damn good, though. I'm gonna just say that. She is 100% correct. Not that, you wouldn't be, but Joe, yes, correct. I just wasn't going to go into the anatomy lesson. I always forget my grocery list. I use a chalkboard for the house. I've done it a million times, which is why I now put my list on the phone. And let me tell you something, I still don't always look at my list because I go, oh, I remembered everything. Hey, Cheryl, great to see you. Yeah, that's really hard. That's how I used to be. Do you know what your triggers are? Or, like, are you seeing somebody? I don't mean to be personal. But, you know, if, like, do you know what's got you so wound up? Is it something that is going on, like right now that's actually has you anxious, or are you just kind of like living like that and you don't know what it is? I didn't know what mine was way back in the day. So I just kind of lived like that all the time, which is why I became agoraphobic. Or is it something that has happened recently that has set you off? And you don't, if it's something that set you off, you don't, I'm not asking you to tell us if you don't want to. I'm not trying to be um, prying. It's better. Yeah, it's definitely a better option. Right? Hey, XNYC. Thanks for coming in. Here's a grocery list, but still have to backtrack to get things. I walk around the store. I'm the same way because I don't look at my list, and I will go from one end to the other about 16 times because I'm like, it's at the other end of the store. It's at the other end of the store. And my thinking is all over the place. One of these days, I am actually going to organize it, my list in order of like where everything is, and look at my list when I go into the store. Oh no, you're still not sleeping. I'm so sorry. Do you know what's keeping you up? If I miss anybody's comment, just put it in the chat again if somebody wants to say something. Yes, see, Katrinka did one on breathing. It's slightly different than mine. So you again, whatever works for you, but go check that one out if you have anxiety attacks. It's just not. Hey, Tiger, how you doing? Hey, Rocksteady, nice to see you. So I don't know where I am in chat. I think I'm close to the bottom. That's awesome, Tomcat. It's so good to hear. Anxiety and depression are always worse in the winter. Spring and summer is not so bad here. It's and the winter blues is a real thing, and I know a lot of people is because they don't get enough vitamin D. So I mean, vitamin D, but I know it's one of those that you can. It's not one of those that are water soluble, and you can OD on it. But I believe that if you just take regular D over the counter, it shouldn't be a problem. But again, not medical advice. Do your own research. And but the lack of the sun is really, really a big contributor in depression. So if you can get out at all and see the sun, keep your windows, blinds open, and just keep lights on in general. Like, I don't like sitting in the dark. At nighttime, my husband likes to shut off all the lights and just keep the TV on, and I can't do that. That's, to me, it's just too depressing. I need lights. So if the sun is not shining through the windows, the lights have to be on. I only want dark when I'm sleeping or if I'm sitting around a campfire. It's the only two times. So yeah, it's definitely a real thing, and a lot of people suffer from it. Yes, backwards marker. I guess I thought everyone did it that way. No, and it's funny because my girlfriend, one of my best friends, she is always late. Like she is one of those that if you need to be somewhere by 4 o'clock, you need to tell her to be there at 3. Like and you have to be like, this is really important. You have to be there by 3. So she makes it by 4. And one day she had to go on something and she's like, I can't be late. And she doesn't have good time management. So I told her, I'm like, well, just work backwards. Where do you have to be? Like, what do you have to do, to get there? And she was like, what are you talking about? What do you mean work backwards? And I'm like, well, what time do you have to leave the house to be there? Okay, so if you know what, you have to leave the house at this time. What do you have to do before that? Work, time it backwards. She had no idea what I was talking about. So clearly not everybody does this. And I thought everybody did too. I was like, it's normal, but no. I'm still guessing a lot of people do, but it's definitely not as normal as I assumed it was. But then I've learned that I don't think the same way most people do. So I have a very different way of thinking. Yep, see, you do that too. I thought it was pretty normal until we need to de-stress you, Billy, because not sleeping is only going to make it worse. I mean, you clearly know that, but you have to learn how to turn your brain off at night. Not saying that that's an easy thing to do, but did you ever try meditating? That might work for you. I know like white noise machines, they have all sorts of stuff that might be able to get you out. And I don't know, like I don't turn the TV on in my bedroom. I don't think that thing has been on in 15 years. But if I'm really not sleeping and my brain is really going, I will turn it on, because if I'm concentrating on something else like the TV, it will shut my brain off and I will fall asleep. So that's how I usually get through it. Although if my husband is there, I usually go into the living room to do it, but that's okay. I just sleep on the couch that night, or until at least I'm tired enough. Tell us what we want to know. I'm not sure who you're talking to. If it's me, I don't know what you want to know. Well, I hope you're doing more than surviving. Fog every day, all day. I'm going to get one off. Wow. What state are you in, if you don't mind me asking? Husband passed and 3 sisters and last few years I'm alone over this. Oh wow. Oh, I'm so sorry, Cheryl. Yeah, that would definitely. Do you talk to somebody like a licensed person? Because I feel like you would probably. Yeah, alone is scary, and I would have. I mean, I think one of the first things I would do is triple enforce my house or apartment or or wherever it is you live. Um, just triple. I would have triple um, locks on my doors. I would have I definitely have a dog if I could. I would have extra, things on the windows so people couldn't open them, an alarm, things that would make me feel safe in the house. That would probably put me at ease first. Because that would be one of my personal biggest concerns. I don't know if that's one of your concerns or not, but that would definitely be one of mine. And then once I felt safe like that, I would move into the other things to see what would make me feel not so not so scary, if that makes any sense. Who's Wait, who called Kevin sweet and innocent? I definitely hope your car is fixed. I'm a recovering perfectionist. I finally learned that some time cracks are what let the light in. I love that saying. I've never heard that before. Oh, I love that. My wife died last year, 20 years back. It gets better, but not easier. Sending thoughts your way. Yeah. Sometimes I find the stuff I never knew I needed at the grocery store. Yes. To me, that's called impulse buying. And I have a girlfriend I always go shopping with. And we may or may not be enablers. Yeah. Oh, yeah. She always has good information. There's no such thing as a bad live with Casey. The under 80 degrees blues is a real thing. Oh, I'm sorry. Good to know, Katrinka. You're not alone. God is always with you. I live alone, and I used to. That's a good point. Oh, I'm telling you, in the wintertime, when it's dark here by 4, by 7:30, 8 o'clock, I want to go to bed. And in the summertime, when it is light out till 9 o'clock, I'm up half the night. Light and dark definitely affect me. Ooh, what's for dinner? I think I go crazy. This is a great community for people to talk to and such. I think it really is. That is 100% true. I can definitely get on board with that. Hey, James, how are you? And the lady, mostly my dogs are a pain. Yes, but they're so cute. I love you. I've got to get my stuff ready for work tomorrow, 3 a.m. Yeah, it does. Wanted to share and all that jazz. You too, Tomcats. Someone needs to make cookies. I had none. I make cookies. I will do. Are you the one who makes the peach jam or something like that? I'll trade you cookies for that jam. There you go. Actually, McDonald's, they have good coffee from what I remember. I haven't been there in a really long time, but they always had really good coffee. In some Israel, at certain times of the year, the good time to hit the kitchen at 1 a.m. and do some food prep for the week. That's not a bad idea. I can't get up usually when I have insomnia to do stuff because I'm usually exhausted and have no desire to do anything. But I know a lot of people get up and do stuff, but that's a really good idea. cookies. Now you have. We usually have. I make a bunch of cookie dough. I make like 4 or 5 batches at a time, and then my husband will roll them up so they're like slice and bake, and he'll stick them in the freezer. So we usually have cookies in the freezer. Should not have a TV in the bedroom. I don't turn mine on. It's unless I literally can't, unless it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, I've woken up, I can't sleep, I can't shut my mind off. So it's a very, very rare occasion. And the other reason that we have a TV in the bedroom is if one of us is sick or something and we kind of just go down and lay in bed all day and kind of keep away from everybody else, you're not sleeping all that time. You need something to do. Yes, Devil Dog is on at 8 o'clock right after this stream. Oh, can somebody drop? Yes. Can somebody drop Devil Dog's link, please, if you didn't already? I don't know how far back I am. Anybody who wants a link dropped. Oh, thank you, Casey. Oh, oh my God, Cheryl, you've been through so much. I'm so sorry. I definitely will keep you in my prayers every night. With flexible, that's awesome. Tomorrow's video is going to be Psalms from the King James Bible. There you go. And I believe, yep, that's Shannon's link. So I saw something today. It was on Facebook. It was just one of those like, hey, look at this, look at these awesome tips, and 3 of them actually kind of pertained to this. We have a lot of games, puddles, which is cool. That's awesome. Oh, I love that. If my younger son lives in the apartment downstairs. When he moves out, pool table is what's going to be. I don't know if he's not going to be out for a long time though, if ever. Can only pay so much. Yeah. I've actually never tried espresso, believe it or not. And now I just got to learn how to turn on the chat for my live stream. When you do your settings, go into the studio and there's different things. I always have to look for it, so I can't tell you exactly where it is. But when you go into the studio to set it up, look at all the settings, because I know there was one that says live chat and one says live chat replay. Mine is always automatically clicked. Yours must not be. I can't tell you exactly where it is though. I just know that you have to go into the studio. You have to go into your that live that you set up, and then I think it's a customization. Did I get that word right? The passing away of loved ones is never easy, but we all go at different times. I went into my time. We were throwing a big party. Then he's very sick. Aw. Yeah, it's yeah, and depending on who that loved one is, it's you know, anybody in your immediate family, I just feel like is or somebody who's like you're really super close to. It's just and no two people get over it the same way. No two people react to it the same way. Some people can move on in 6 months. Other people never move on. It's all it's all you and how you react to things. No two people ever react the same. Definitely much needed. Well, there you go. Have a great night, Celtic Grandma. Thanks for coming in. If you're still here, I probably missed you already. I love cake mix cookie. I do orange cake mix, but the chocolate covered. Ooh, that sounds delicious. Oh, I'm so sorry, XNYC. That's hard. I'm so sorry. Um, oh, good night, Joy. So I saw this. Let me see if I can. I took a snapshot of it because I wanted to remember. So there was a couple of things, and I was like, that's pretty. Okay, so the first thing. Now, I don't know if this works. As I said, this was just a Facebook tips and tricks for whatever, and I was like, wow, three of them really can apply to us. So the first one is chew gum or eat while doing something that makes you stressed out or tense. The primitive brain decides that you cannot be in danger because you are eating, and your tension automatically decreases. Hey, Holly. Um, well, it worked for me. Cheesecake. Um, I went total squirrel there for a second. So again, I don't know if that works, but I mean, if you like to chew gum, I don't chew gum ever. I hate gum, so it would work for me. But and I'm not going to, have, be like, hey, this meeting at work is stressing me out. So let me just, grab some lunch here. So I can't, really wouldn't work in all situations, but I know a lot of people do like to chew gum. And you know what? It might help you. It's whether that's true or not, I don't know. But hey, it's worth a shot, right? If you like gum, it can't hurt. The second one was force yourself to smile because smiling releases dopamine and serotonin and helps reduce your stress. And that is definitely true. So I always, and you know what? Smiling at somebody else can also brighten their day. So two birds. Which is a really terrible saying, by the way. I don't want to kill any birds. I don't necessarily want them near me, but I don't want to kill them. So, and then this one, which I feel like a lot of us do anyway, because a lot of us are overthinkers and a lot of us are preppers. So this kind of goes, and I feel like this is pretty. Tell me how many people do this, because I know I definitely do. You don't have time to be negative. Instead, calculate bad possibilities in advance and proceed with a plan. That is always, I come up with every scenario. Hey, Adriana, great to see you. So that is 100% me. Whether, as I said, whether it be like, oh, a natural disaster could come, or if I'm going into, hey, Eric, if I'm going into, to talk to people at work, if I'm going to, anything that I don't even, I don't even know how to come up with a scenario, but I understand what I'm talking about. If that makes any sense. The oh, okay, then there you go. That's perfect. So it does work. I figured if nothing else, it couldn't hurt. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense. That's why I brought it up. Uh, but yeah, I mean, I overthink everything, and anytime I go into anything with any kind of conversation, any type of anything, I come up with 72 different possibilities of what could be going on, and I have a prepared answer for each one of them. But that's me. Maybe you guys don't do the same thing. That's exactly it. I would like to. I would like not to expect the worst at this point. I would like to. I'm okay with preparing for the worst, and I would like to get to that point in my life where I'm not expecting the worst. I would like to just be like, all right, well, I'm prepared for the worst. I don't think it's going to happen because it would actually put my mind at ease. So, anyway, I thought that was interesting. And I thought that those kind of applied to us. And it was actually called 6 Psychology Tricks That Are Used by High IQ People. So, I thought that was odd, but okay. An odd title for, I feel like, they could rename that, people with anxiety. Because half of the list was about stress and anxiety. All right, so there's only a few minutes till 8 o'clock. Devil Dog's going to be coming on. Anybody who, sorry. So anybody who's going to go see Devil Dog, I will see you guys over there. I'm trying not to. I always try to hide from people. Some days I just too anxiety to deal with people. Not too often, but it happens. Yeah, be careful, Holly. That's it's a slippery slope. So I mean, I get it. I've been there. As I said, I was completely agoraphobic. So I just and this world is just too much of an enabler for people with anxiety. I think like most scenarios, some I never expected happen, then I realized it's not as bad. Consider the unlikely to a point. Don't obsess, just consider. Yeah, that's great. I would love to be not an overthinker. I actually can't stand it. It drives me crazy because my brain just doesn't shut off. I'm off to make a peach moonshine cheesecake. Have a great night. All right. Hey, Tennessee, great to see you. I'm just wrapping it up. Hey, Sherry. No worries. I turn up the heavy metal music and bang my head against the wall, the steering wheel. Um, I do half of that. I haven't been a headbanger since the 80s. Hey, Irishman. Great to see you. Oh, no worries. Yeah, it does. It does suck. One day I'm going to be like, I don't want to think of anything. I was watching. Has anybody ever watched The Big Bang Theory? It's one of my like mindless favorite shows, like just to put on for like background information because I like the older, just plain old sitcoms where you don't have to think. I don't like any of the. I don't if I watch TV, it's older stuff. I never watch anything new anymore. Everything is reality shows, and I don't do any of that. Hey, Tuck Larkin, but he had a. If anybody's ever seen the show, he the one guy in there, he's like a super genius. He has an eidetic memory, and he's a scientist. And he goes through all of these different what do you call them, experiments when he's trying to do something, like if he's trying to think, he wants to shut his brain off. So he actually decided he was making his life choices by rolling dice. And I don't know how he came up with answers or however he did it, but everything, literally everything he did, he'd be like, do I want to go to bed? And he'd roll the dice. Nope, I'm up for another 2 hours. What do I want to eat? And he'd roll the dice. It looks like I'm having, sushi tonight. Well, do you like sushi? No, but that's what the dice said I'm having. Hey, Mary. No worries. Yeah, exactly. Just like mindless TV. This way you don't have to think about anything, and it's just funny. So I sometimes I feel like that's awesome. Bazinga. Because sometimes in the truck we blast the radio and we both sing, but we don't sound so good. That's awesome. Yeah, I like anything with a hard beat to it. So I like a lot of metal music. And that, and believe it or not, calms me down. And for like my best friend, she's like, this aggravates me so much. She's like, I'm frustrated. I'm shaking. I can't. She's like, I can't listen to it. I'm like, I get it. I can't listen to the stuff you listen to. Exactly. If I need something to fall asleep, that would be something I would put on, is like The Big Bang Theory, Seinfeld, something old like that, Friends. But all right, it is just about 8 o'clock, so I am going to shut this down. And yeah, can somebody put up Devil Dog's link again for Katrinka, or for anybody else who wants it? I was a disco dancer, then a hard rocker. I smoked weed in the city of Bridgeport, CBGBs. Now nothing bothers me. Please don't hate me for being honest. Why would anybody hate you for that? That's awesome. My husband played at CBGB's before it went away. Thank you, Casey. All right, so anybody who's going to Devil Dogs, I will see you guys over there. If not, everybody stay safe. And as I said, my email is always open. If you need to email me and you don't have my email address, leave it in the comments and I will give it to you. I am always an email away if somebody needs to chat. So you guys all have a wonderful night and I'll talk to you all soon. Take care.